Hey, welcome to Saturday of Mecum Las Vegas. Laura, you have made it.
I'm so excited. What a weekend this has been. It's been so full. It's been wild. It's me being dropped into the ocean and being like, this is amazing, and swimming through all these incredible experiences and meeting new friends and seeing all the beautiful vehicles that are crossing the block.
I think every time I've seen you, you've had the biggest smile on your face, and I've loved watching you just encounter what Mecum Auctions is all about.
Yeah, and for this being my first ever auction, not only being here at Mecum first time, but first auction, it's wild, right? Because you have the auctioneer that's so high energy, and you have the crowd that's bidding, and you have these folks that are just so passionate, and they want to learn more. They want to see, of course, what the high price of the vehicle is going to go for. So it's been a lot, and it has been a lot of fun.
Hey, you know what, Laura? Speaking of fun, we are rocking some very cool drip that you can get in the merch. But I just want to call attention that one of the items that we are wearing, or at least one of us, is an exclusive. And it's my hat. Did you notice that?
Yes. I don't know how you could miss it, but show everybody what it says.
Yeah, well, I'm all about Mecum in the morning. So this is my, now I will say I can't take credit for it. This was a gift from Brianne, who she is still here. She's not gone. Yeah. But this was a very touching gift that she imparted to me. And so we promptly threw Mecum in the morning on it, and I love it. So it's very exciting. And we can change the message. So
like one of the messages last night was, I'm hungry, when we went for dinner, because we were. So.
It was nothing like going to a restaurant and wearing an LED hat that says, feed me, I'm hungry. That's a good way to make friends.
Listen, I loved it.
But at any rate, I'm pretty excited about it, and we are wearing some of the latest merch gear. I've got this great Hawaiian shirt, and Laura, you've got that awesome Hearse.
I love this.
And of course, there's also the Las Vegas event exclusive tee there with that big old Lincoln and all of the neon signage, and of course, cards. We are here in Vegas after all.
Yeah, I love that. I love the color. It's bright. It stands out. And again, some of the things that are on the shirt is very Vegas.
And I even noticed we've got Christmas ornaments over there, and we do have hats. They don't light up. They don't light up.
Shame.
I know, it's a shame. Maybe next auction.
Maybe Florida.
Maybe Florida. But there's a lot. So of course, if you are headed out to spend the day with us here at the auction, you can find our Mecum merch right on the Mecum red carpet, the Midway area. You can head over there. But Laura, we've got so much in store today. Crossing the auction block, we've got 43 pieces of road art. That is that's what we call kind of anything that doesn't have wheels. All the great neon signs, all the other memorabilia that goes with these great cars and trucks. 215 vehicles, and that also includes 5 collections.
Yeah, exciting. And they had some of the road art pieces already set up right in front of the block. So it was really cool to see all that. And there's a Marilyn Monroe, and there's a Elvis, and there's a dinosaur. And I'm like, this is everything. They have all sorts of fun things.
Yeah, we have all kinds of fun things here. Yeah. And hey, something else that you can find when you come out to the Las Vegas Convention Center is you can check out the latest from Real Garage Life. They have one of their lifts over there. And Laura, it was really neat as part of some recent travels that Alyssa and I took through Ohio, visiting that Packard Museum. We also stopped by to check out their facility there where they're making those backyard buddy lifts. And it was really neat to just see good old-fashioned American engineering and fabrication and welding, and there were sparks, and I loved it.
Yeah, incredible. Well, speaking of sparks, I'm trying to transition but we picked our lucky 7, right? And something that was a little sparkly because of the gold was the Hearse. So Matt, the Hearse sold, and it sold for $18,150 when it rolled past the auction block. And I mean, it's a real piece of artwork.
Yeah, it's a showstopper in every sense of the word. And as we talked a little bit about it yesterday, that this is, kind of a Japanese, would be part of a very ornate funeral procession. Mm-hmm. And we even got to chat with someone who was on site, not connected with the vehicle, but who said that in his travels to China, these are pretty common, just for when you really want just a over-the-top celebration. But the car itself, I went over there yesterday and took a look at it, and it is super clean, just over 19,700 miles. And that's powered by a 4.6 liter V8. I can't help but dive into some specs. But of course, the real piece here is just all that artwork on that rear coachwork. Very neat.
Yeah, very neat. And you have a vehicle that was imported last year, mm-hmm. but we can go back a couple of more years to a very special car that you had some experience with yesterday. Do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. So we have here on site one of the neat cars that's really connecting with up and coming generations of enthusiasts. Laura, so exciting to see where the collector car hobby is going. We have a very cool Mazda, and of course I had to go check it out.
The Fast and Furious franchise and the cars it showcases and celebrates have become a permanent part of street and pop culture. And in Tokyo Drift, no four-wheeled stars shine brighter than Han's RX-7. Here at Mecum Las Vegas, this custom tribute has all the looks, attitude, and performance to take on any drift king. The goal was simple: create the best possible real-world version of Han's FD. Not just cosplay, something reliable, modernized, and built to perform. To that end, the car wears a genuine VeilSide Fortune body kit. The same radical wide-body design made famous in the film, but redone the right way. It was disassembled, reshaped, recast, finished properly, and then the entire car was sprayed in that striking screen-use orange and black livery. The wheels are custom BC forged 3-piece alloys, spec'd specifically for the body kit and wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport tires. All of that time and attention and effort was because the owner wanted it to not just look the part, but also to drive extremely well. The original rotary engine was professionally rebuilt and fitted with upgraded super seals for long-term durability. A turbulone lower intake manifold and fuel rail feed the engine, while a Borg-Warner single turbo replaces the factory twin turbo tangle of pipes and vacuum lines, dramatically improving reliability and efficiency. A professionally built custom wiring harness powers it all, with engine management handled by a Haltech ECU with full safety sensors, all displayed on Haltech's IC7 digital dash. And with all this power, the chassis was also upgraded. The suspension was thoroughly gone through, and the brakes now feature cross-drilled rotors. Inside the cabin, it blends film inspiration with modern usability. There's a Mazda Nardi steering wheel, a US-spec head unit with Bluetooth, and even a backup camera. The project took more than 4 years across multiple shops, with no corners cut and no expenses spared. Movie cars aren't always built to drive well, but this one checks both boxes: a stunning tribute and a powerhouse performer. And as these types of go-fast tuners surge in popularity, especially with up-and-coming enthusiasts, Mecum Auctions is right in the mix. Partnering with massive events like Fuel Fest and connecting with some of the major players in the scene, including Cody Walker, to see where this movement is headed next. Han's RX-7 was designed to steal scenes, and this tribute, it's designed to steal the show right here at Mecum.
All right, I gotta say, Laurette, as kind of a Fast and Furious fanboy, I am really excited to see these types of cars becoming more and more featured prominently in the spotlight. Yeah. And I think it really does represent just, again, where we're seeing the collector car space evolve. And I can't wait to see where it's headed.
Yeah. And what I have to say to your point there, like, I'm really excited to see where that collection and where the collectors are heading to. You did an excellent job on that package. Well done. Something that's really near and dear to my heart is that car really inspired Formula Drift. And so with that rotary engine, that lightweight chassis, there was a couple of drivers in Formula Drift. And if you're not familiar with me, my background is Formula Drift. I've been announcing for 10 years. So love the sport, love the drivers. And we had Mad Mike that came in with the RX-7. Jeff Jones gave it a run. Even Chris Forsberg in the early years of Formula Drift, brought in the RX-7. And so it's just so embedded in the culture. And I just really love it. Yeah, it's so fun.
And it's also important to remember that that movie came out, I think, over 20 years ago, or right around 20 years ago. And drifting has become very popular now, just in terms of, but obviously go back, and it really was the first opportunity for a lot of particularly American, viewers of that movie to see what drifting was all about. Right. And it kind of put it on the map and has really helped, I think, to make it what it is today. I mean, now we see it everywhere with, all the YouTube, drivers that are out there doing the crazy stunts, and that art of like extreme driving I think a lot of it can be traced back to this film. And I'll also say a fun fact, Laurette, is a couple years ago, I actually bumped into Sung Kang, the actor who played Han. I was on an elevator with him, actually here in Las Vegas for the SEMA show. So we got to chat a little bit with him. But obviously that character has kind of become legendary.
Yes.
Even though it was a minor bit in that, or minor bit in the overall franchise, the fans wanted him back. And obviously the car is just so popular. And I will say this one too. The consignor, through multiple conversations with him, really imparted to me he wanted a vehicle that not just looked like the screen used vehicle, but one that could seriously perform.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And it's so cool that you were able to talk to the builder about that. And Sung is so nice. Isn't he so kind? So the fans at Formula Drift, when he comes to watch Long Beach 1, he actually dressed up this year as a custodian with a mask so he could walk around the event. But he had a broom in his hand, and the fans didn't recognize him because he gets absolutely mobbed. He literally cannot walk 5 feet without getting mobbed. So to your point, he is absolutely iconic. And yeah.
Well, and of course, we would love to see Sung come on out to Mecum Auctions,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll show him around, and maybe we can get him out on the thrill ride for some drifting.
Well, I got initiated into the Dodge thrill ride yesterday. So one of the biggest thrills is being able to jump in the car. And that experience happened for me yesterday.
Here at Mecum Las Vegas, things are really heating up outside at the Dodge Thrill Ride. And out there, they're running cars just like this. This is a Charger 6-pack in eye-searing peel-out orange. And you know it's a 6-pack because of this hood inlay. Underneath the hood, it's powered by an inline 6-cylinder, putting out 550 horsepower and 531 pound-feet of torque. Inside, there's all kinds of great tech, and you can really dial in the level of performance. And I like how you can turn the all-wheel drive off and send all the power to the rear wheels. It's a cool ride, and someone who needs to experience this kind of Dodge muscle, Laurette. Laurette, let's get you on the thrill ride.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Yeah, get it! So good. An absolute blast. Come see for yourself. We're outside at the Dodge Thrill Ride. Literally so much fun. And it was so cool when, you know, he was trying to warm up the tires, and it was just it was a smaller, tight course. But as soon as he just whipped it around and that traction unlocked, the back end came around. And it's so fun that that's free and that everyone here at Las Vegas can jump in and give that a whirl. I recommend.
Highly recommend. And if you're coming out to the Las Vegas Convention Center, you can find Dodge by just coming in the main hall and then following the banners. It's really easy to get out there and enjoy some fun. And I will say, I had some fun out there, Laurette, checking out that Charger 6-pack, that ICE power plant, putting out 550 horsepower, 531 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot from that little twin-turbo setup.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a big fan with some of those enthusiasts that want some of that traditional muscle back in that platform.
For sure. And there were 3 different engine packages that were offered. Is that right?
So there's the EV, there's the electric version, which is out there, and then now this Hurricane 6 variant. And I like that also the Charger comes in 2 and 4-door. I think they have both out there. But just really neat to see. And like you said, it's free coming out. And I also like the new shirt design that Dodge has out there.
Oh, yeah.
So all kinds of fun stuff. Go see our friends out at the Dodge Thrill Ride.
Yeah, so we go from bright orange Dodge to bright yellow Ferrari. And this collection is so exciting, the Bachmann Ferrari collection. There's 46 of these exquisite Ferraris. And Mr. Bachmann, his point was to curate this collection and not to hoard, but to seek out the most beautiful. And these are rolling across the block in Florida.
Yeah, so we have these here just showcasing, as you said, what's going to be coming up crossing the block in January. And I think you summed it up perfectly. I mean, he really set out to acquire the best of the best. And as you can tell from looking at these two and also the rest of the collection, there was a certain color that he loved that yellow, and across the lineup, the majority of them are painted yellow. But here behind us, we have two of those loft Ferraris, just some of the modern supercars that still have staggering specs, 0 to 60 in just under 2.5 seconds, a top speed of 217 miles per hour, and upwards of 950 horsepower. And, you know, Lorette, Bree and I talked about this in Dallas when we had these vehicles. Seeing one of them is a special sight, and seeing two of them is just mind blown. So it's very awesome having behind us.
Yeah, I mean, what are you expecting in Florida when you see 46 of these exquisite machines rolling across the block?
You know, it's going to be a new high watermark for the Mecum experience, and I'm excited for it. You know, every January we kind of reset the bar with our Kissimmee auction, and I'm excited for it. I mean, we haven't even closed out the year, Lorette, and obviously we are so revved up to be back in Kansas City in just a couple weeks. But as we look out to January with the collection like the Bachmann, with the 250 GTO that's also here in Las Vegas, I mean, I'm already revved up and getting chills about what's in store for those auction days. So if you have not made plans, do it now. Come join us in January in Florida. It's going to be an awesome time. But of course, we also still have so much going on between now and then, including, and as we look out, we've got motorcycles coming up.
Oh my gosh, my heart rate just went. So excited to talk about the Honda 6. So this was 10 motorcycles that legendary British tuner George Beale built. He was given the blueprints, which is unprecedented. And this motorcycle that is believed to be the only one in the US is a 697cc 6-cylinder, and the sound that this beauty makes, oh my gosh, you've never heard anything like it. I'm really excited to see this Wyoming collection.
So we have a collection coming to Mecum's Las Vegas motorcycle auction, and here's a preview.
My name is Ian McLean. I am one of Bob McLean's sons. My father was a club racing motorcycle racer. After he stopped riding, he became a team owner in the United States. Then he turned his attention over to Europe, started World Championship Motorsports with Peter Clifford, won the British Grand Prix in the late 80s, and ran for multiple years in the Grand Prix Championship. Ultimately, my father retired in 2005. Over the years, he collected many motorcycles. He was very proud of these bikes. The Honda 6 is a really unique motorcycle, a Honda replica of the 1967 297cc two-stroke, 6-cylinder Honda. Now, this is a replica motorcycle, which was built by George Beale, who's a legendary British tuner. And Honda gave him the blueprints, which was unheard of in the day. So the recreation of that incredible engineering from 1967, 297cc two-stroke 6-cylinder, well, that's pretty unique. My father is the original owner of the motorcycle, bought it directly from George Beale. There were 10 made. We believe this is the only one in the United States. The 82 Kawasaki. This motorcycle was rebuilt from the bikes that Cork Ballington raced in 1982. Cork was an amazing rider and rode for my father, not on the Kawasaki, but on Hondas. I think that was the appeal for my father. I don't believe that this bike actually was raced. The Mondial is a unique motorcycle, the Italian motorcycle, but a really unique bike. Must have been something to throw your leg over that thing with those skinny tires. My dad just loved motorcycles. He loved to race them, he loved to ride them. So this was his way of holding on to what he did. Now, with my father having passed away, we've been looking for ways to reduce the collection. So we're gonna put a few of these bikes through an auction with Mecum. He was proud of these motorcycles, and I think he would hope that somebody else would cherish them as much as he did.
Matt, I don't know what I said in the introduction. I think I said 697 because I just got too excited. And blurred everything, but obviously a 1967 297cc, 1967 297cc motorcycle. Exquisite. Like, this is a recreation of a masterpiece.
Wow. Well, I'm excited to learn more about it and also to see that, and as well as all the rest of the motorcycles that we have in store for January. Now, we'll be back. Mecum will be back in Las Vegas, but at the South Point Casino and that in resort. And that's an auction that any motorcycle enthusiast wants to come out to. I always get overwhelmed. There's a great hall there, and you can come out these steps and you just look out over the sea of motorcycles. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be looking for this replica, this Honda.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really special. I know another collection that's going to be out there is the Mega Collection. And so this is my good friend Bob, who has his collection that's going to be out there in Vegas. And I'm excited for folks to see. There's a lot of Makos and Bolt. He has some special bikes to him. So one of the collections that's going to be out in South Point.
Awesome. Well, there's a whole lot in store as we look out, but of course we are revved up for Saturday here in Las Vegas. And as we wind down our show, Laurette, I'm curious, we had some banter yesterday, and I told our viewers that I was going to follow up today to find out about that Packard that you helped pull out of a barn.
Yes. Okay. So I called my bestie Bob, who once a week, Bill and Marilyn and we have Wine Wednesday, and it's either on a Friday or a Thursday. But he has a 1950 Packard, and it's a 4-door. And it's been in his barn for over 20 years. And so I convinced him to pull it out of the barn. And he has a Jeep that he connected a rope to the Packard, and we pulled it out of the barn. But as he started going up the hill, he was pulling me backwards. So the front of the car is here, and I'm going up this way. He's pulling the Jeep. What happened was the rope snapped, and there's a ditch. There is his 1946 Ford tractor here. There is my van with my foster puppy and his wife standing right there, and then the barn. So it was quite the day. But after I missed all the obstacles and came to a stop right in front of a tree, didn't hit it, we found a better option, a different rope, and eventually pulled it up towards the driveway. But it's a 1950 Packard, and we're working on getting that rolling. So.
And Bill's going to restore it
Yes.
and drive it to the Packard Museum.
My gosh, wouldn't that be
In
incredible?
Ohio.
Yes. Yeah.
No, better yet, he's going to let us drive it to the Packard
Could we?
Museum.
I'm gonna call Bill. Bill, I'm gonna call you after the show, and I'm gonna get your permission to do this. That would be amazing.
I love it when a plan comes together. Well, great. I'm glad we'll have to keep an eye on Bill's Packard adventures. And of course, wherever you're watching from, drop us a comment. We love seeing where our viewers are tuning in from, and also some feedback. And I loved on yesterday's show, race car spelled backwards is the handle. They commented that the craftsmanship on that hearse was amazing. And I would agree with that as well. Really a stunning piece all in all.
Yeah, we had a lot of really fun cars that we were able to kind of take a deep dive into and talk about that hearse. Again, it was one of the first cars that I saw walking into the Las Vegas Convention Center. So happy for the owner that sold, and that we get to talk about it. And you know what? Before we move on a little bit further, I just want to say a very happy birthday to my sweet husband. Today is his birthday, and I'm excited to celebrate with him tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday to
Happy
him.
birthday, Kurt.
Happy birthday, Kurt. And of course, as our show winds down, our live TV broadcast on ESPN will be revving up. You can catch that a little bit later this morning. The gates are open. Come on out and join us here in Las Vegas for day 3. Yay. And Laurette, thanks so much for joining me here on Mecum in the Morning.
Matt, it's been a blast. Thanks for having me.
Have a great day.